You are now listening to T on One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you Inspire Our Podcast, your source for positive mental stimulation and good vibes, uplifting the world in support of peace, strength, wisdom, and faith. The information and resources on this podcast are based on the opinions of the host, unless otherwise noted. All information is intended to motivate, encourage, and inspire positive change and a healthier lifestyle. This podcast may contain some quotations, images, and/or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Welcome. I am your host, Tony Williams. Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Inspire Our Podcast. I am your host, Tony Williams, or Tony on One, whichever you prefer. It's up to you. Now, in Inspire Our Podcast, we are here to encourage and inspire and uplift the world truly in unity and peace. And we dive into life head on and deal with everything that comes along. And in today's episode, seeing that we are dealing with life, we will be talking about how to cope with life's changes. And it's kind of fitting for today, seeing as today is my birthday. So yeah, I kind of feel this one, you all. How to cope with life's changes, because in my 43 years, I have seen quite a bit and have had to adapt and change and just so many other things that comes normal to us in this life. Now, in the ever-changing landscape of life, coping with the woes and the debts and the pains and the flows can often feel overwhelming. I'll be the first to admit it. Yes, it can be overwhelming sometimes. However, embracing change rather than resisting it can be the key to navigating this intricate journey, because life is a journey. From day to day, things can be unsure. We can plan, we can hope, but ultimately, we really don't know what's coming for us the next morning. So to cope with life's changes, one must first acknowledge and accept that change is inevitable. Of course, right? It is a vital component of the human experience. Other than that, it would not be life. Embracing a mindset of flexibility and adaptability is essential, allowing oneself to flow with the currents of life rather than fighting against them. You know, it's like when you're out in the pool or the river or the lake, wherever you like to swim, you don't necessarily go against the current, do you? You kind of try to stay out of the rough waters, and when you can't, you go where the flow allows you to go, right? We don't fight it, because you're going to get tired, you're going to wear yourself out, but instead, embracing a mindset of flexibility and adaptability truly is essential. Now, additionally, cultivating a strong support system can be instrumental in providing solace during times of transition. So what are we talking about, transitions? Having children, getting married, starting a new job, loss of family members or loved ones, diagnoses from the doctor. I know I screwed that word up. Forgive me. But especially those diagnoses that you get out of the blue, or the loss out of the blue. Something goes wrong and at the home, a part you can't readily go to the bank and draw out money to fix, or your kids need something and this time you just may not have it. car accident. I mean, there are so many things, so many challenges that we face, and we face them head on because we're built that way. We keep our head up and we look the problems dead in their eyes and we deal with them. We don't let them deal with us. Now, seeking guidance from trusted friends, family members, or even professional therapists can offer invaluable perspectives and insights. You know, a lot of us have our friends that we trust, and we can tell them the issues that we're having, and instead of them, being rude or making fun of, they actually give us some very helpful information and support us through the process. They're right there. That's what it's about. You may be the one who offers that on the regular to someone. You need it also for yourself. Moreover, self-reflection and introspection can help to nourish personal growth. This is enabling individuals to adjust their mindset and align their actions with the new circumstances. So if we go into work Monday morning, it's our normal routine. You get up, you get dressed, you have your cup of coffee, you eat your 2 eggs and slice of toast and tomato, whatever your choice is. You have your coffee or cappuccino or tea or water or juice, whatever. Your normal routine. Get the kids off and you're gone and everything seems and feels normal. You're like, okay, this is a pretty good day. Hadn't really had any goofs or challenges or mountains to climb that morning. You even whisk through free-flowing traffic to get there. Or you're catching the bus and the bus comes on time. The bus is not crowded or the train is not crowded. No one's bothering you this morning. So you're in a good mood and you finally get there and you go to sit down at your desk or behind the counter or get ready to go to your 18-wheeler, whatever the case may be. And then you get called to the office. You are no longer needed. Your services are no longer needed. And it just blows up the whole morning, right? That's what we're trying to avoid. Situations like that. Instead of allowing it to blow up the whole morning and day, we go, okay, you might have been wrong in firing me. Okay, all right. I was laid off. Okay. So then I'll just go get my unemployment. I'll take the day to relax and release. And then Tuesday morning, I'll be up like I normally do on a job search. Yes. That's how we would like for things to go. It makes it easier on the body. It helps to cope with especially that sort of doohickey that can happen. Like seriously, I've been there. So it really is important to have a strong support system. You can call them your pastor, your family member, your friend, even a coworker that's still on that job. You might get a little insight on what was going on, But it's how we deal with these issues when they arise that truly determines how we handle things, how we cope with things. And our response to them is very important. So engaging in activities such as journaling, meditation, or mindfulness can aid in understanding one's own emotions and processing them effectively. Because let's be honest, when something happens, something happens to our brain. Something happens to us that can throw off our thinking and just push us into our emotions. And it's not good because when we act while using our emotions, things may not turn out well. But if we can get a grasp of our emotions and use our minds to the fullest extent, things just may turn out much differently. You may not tear up the office, and go to jail. You may not click off on your wife or husband because you're upset because you lost your job, or even the children. And then you have your family upset with you. We don't want that either. Or you give yourself a heart attack or a stroke, being stressed out and worried. And the effect is almost the same as the latter. It's stress on your family. It's stress on the children. It's stress on your friends and neighbors who care and love you. So it's very important in understanding your own emotions and processing them effectively. Go, okay, I'm upset. Let me take a step back. Okay, I'm upset because I lost my job, or I didn't get the job I wanted, or whatever the issue is. It's okay. I'm okay. Let me think clearly. Let me put a cap on these emotions. Emotions chill. We do need to think logically about this. And when something happens, it's so hard to do that. I'll be the first to admit that. It's so hard to do that. But we have to find a way to do it. So it helps us to cope with the challenges and changes we face. Especially with getting older. Your body's changing. Your patience is a little shorter than it used to be. Your stomach may poke out a little further than it used to be. Maybe you're not the life of the party anymore. Maybe you view things much different from your counterparts, friends, family, those you used to hang out with on the regular. Life is meant to be changed on the regular. That's why we grow older. That's why we're supposed to mature. That's why your baby never stays a baby. So understanding those emotions and being able to deal with them and process them effectively means a lot towards coping with life's changes and challenges. Lastly, nurturing one's physical and emotional well-being through self-care practices like exercising regularly, cultivating hobbies, maintaining a balanced diet, and getting sufficient rest can provide individuals with a solid foundation to tackle the challenges that come with life's uncertainties. Now I'm going to go back for a second because I need to highlight something. Getting sufficient rest. I'll say that again. Getting sufficient rest. It means a lot because when you're exhausted, you cannot think logically. Your emotions are going to overtake you because your body is tired, which means your mind is also tired. And we should not be making decisions when we're exhausted. It needs to wait. It'll be hard for us to handle challenges when we're exhausted. We can't think clearly. So getting sufficient rest is huge in helping deal and cope with life's changes and challenges. It is. Because if I'm exhausted, I am not going to be a very nice person because my emotions are going to be kind of raggedy. I am not going to be able to make a good decision, especially a big one, because I'm exhausted. So that means I haven't sat down and had time to think through whatever the issue is or whatever the choices are or how to deal with an issue if I am exhausted. So I don't make decisions when I'm exhausted and anything like that. And I try to practice getting sufficient rest so I can be firing on all cylinders, so to speak. But definitely self-care. exercising regularly. Having hobbies can help. They can definitely help. It kind of takes your mind away, whether it's painting or singing or journaling, or even if you're an author, write. Use that to write with. Listen to music that soothes you. Meditate. Go for a walk in the park or just down your street. Get out in nature and just breathe. And get that sufficient rest. It can provide individuals with a solid foundation to tackle challenges that come with life's uncertainties. Now, by approaching life's challenges with an open heart and embracing these opportunities, they can offer one a great chance at dealing with and coping with life's challenges. Can make one emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient on the other side of whatever the issue is or was. Because let's think about it like this. Whatever your current situation is that you may be going through that may be having you in a headspin or running around like a chicken with your head cut off, will this matter a year from now, 2 years from now, 3? Would you even remember? Because some things are actually small and we make them into big mountains and what they call molehills. Take days one at a time. It's like walking, one foot in front of the other, and hold your head high because you can get through. Here is this week's affirmation. Your weekly affirmation is, I embrace life's changes with grace and resilience. I trust that every change brings new opportunities for growth and transformation. I am adaptable and open-minded, finding strength in the face of uncertainty. I believe in my ability to navigate life's transitions with courage and determination. Quote for the week. Your quote for this week is, life is a series of beautifully chaotic transformations. Embrace the twists and turns, for it is in the midst of change that we discover our true strength and resilience. You have been listening to Inspire Our Podcast by TL1 Radio, the talk show podcast station. Know that you are loved, cherished, and needed. So keep your head up and your heart light. Until the next time, have a blessed and productive week. I've been your host, Tony Williams. TL1 Radio Station listeners are awesome. Because of this, your voice is very important. Listeners are encouraged and welcome to call in live during a show or leave a message with your thoughts and opinions, whether it's the Sound Meditation Podcast, the Tony on One Podcast, the Sister Talk Podcast with Sister Such and Such, the Underground Podcast about music, or Inspire Our Podcast. We're trying to inspire the world. That's TL1 Radio. So listeners' voice is very important. So give us a call at 318-315-3586. Again, 318-315-3586. And voice your opinion. Hi guys, this is Tony on One. and I am here to tell you a little bit about my radio station. All shows are by T on One Radio, the talk show podcast station. Shows are available anytime for download, play on demand, and they're on most of your podcast sites and or apps. Subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube. The name over there is Tony on One, as well as like, follow, and share on social media. We're on one. So tune in for raw, uncut talk.